When you're building out a business, you need to identify your top prospects and bring them into your ecosystem. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. So I work with a lot of Vistage Chairs. Vistage is the largest CEO peer-to-peer advisory group on the planet. Incredible organization. They have Vistage Chairs that are incredible people who have done great things, and they are leading these groups. And so they have one-to-one meetings with these CEOs. They have monthly peer advisory meetings. And so they're very geo-specific, meaning they've got to work with people in their area because people are driving to meetings and so forth. And so what I tell these chairs is you got to dominate that geographic area. Every single leader or sphere of influence in that area needs to know who you are, what you're doing, and that you are the authority for the services you are providing. Got to make a lot of noise, show up and stand out. So the way you do that is, first of all, there's several ways. Number one is you go into Sales Navigator, and through strategic tools involved in the search process of Sales Navigator, you niche down to your second and third level connections of potential candidates for membership. And you can find these people, but you got to really use search the right way and weed out people you don't want to talk to. So you do that the right way, and now you're reaching out and you're scaling and using other tools for efficiency purposes to start connecting with these potential members to your group, and you bring them into your ecosystem. So now they're becoming first level connections. So you got to get that right, and that whole campaign of reaching out on LinkedIn, using the tools to do it right, have the right type of content, message content that you're sending out to connect and then follow up, and the right tools to convert them into phone calls or Zoom calls, using the LinkedIn video mobile app feature. So there's a real tight process for just that channel alone to bring them into first level connections, your ecosystem, and then converting to phone calls. So that's a channel. But now you have them as a first level connection. What you want to do is nurture these people, continue to build rapport, because as you talk to people, you're not going to convert them right away into clients. That's true for all of us. You got to nurture them because the vast majority are going to be long-term prospects. So how do you nurture? How do you stay front and center of these people? A couple ways to do it. Number one is, if you get the email for these top prospects, grab the email, and there's efficient ways to do it. There's ways to automate the collection of email, get it into your distribution system. I love Constant Contact. All the emails are there, and now you start to nurture high value content that's going out. Should be short videos on topics they care about. So you've got the email nurture going out, and you're consistent with that, doing it at least every other week. You have an email going out, good quality stuff. Not selling, not pitching the whole time. Good quality, educating, offering them solutions to issues they care about. So there's email nurture. Now, content on LinkedIn is huge because you can get it in front of these top prospects. And the problem on LinkedIn is nobody's doing this. They put out content, no one's even seeing it, let alone their top prospects. So if you're gonna have a content strategy, and you absolutely have to have it, you've got to make sure the right people are seeing it, and ways to do it are, when you have a great post, and again, should be video, right? You have a video content strategy. You have this great LinkedIn post that's going out. Now what you do is you have a list of your top prospects always at the ready. You know who these people are. I keep mine in a list on my computer in a program we have. I know who they are at all times, and it's shifting, right? Because some become clients, some become not interested, or whatever the case is, but I always have that list. So when I make a post on LinkedIn, awesome post, I put time into it, I know in my mind I'm speaking to that top prospect because my content is geared for them. And so I'm helping them. Now I post it, and I'm mentioning with every single post I do several of my top prospects. On that post, could be 3 or 4, and I do it in the summary of the post, and I mention them. And what's going to happen is they will get alerted that they are mentioned in a post. human nature takes over. Is anyone not going to go check out what is said or what's going on with them? Of course they are. So all of a sudden, with your top prospects who you want to stay in front of and nurture, you now have a piece of content they are seeing, and it's a valuable piece of content, separates you from the competition. It's a golden strategy. Another tactic is embrace LinkedIn stories. It's an incredible tool, because now what you can do is you have that post, right, that you put out there. Now you go to LinkedIn stories and you do this on your mobile phone and you post a story. They give you 20 seconds to get a story out there. So you just shoot on your cell phone, your video, and you hype the post you just put out. You say, hey, I just put out a great post for dentists or whoever your target market is. And it's something that all dentists are going to want to check out. I'm getting a lot of eyeballs on it. Swipe up to check it out. Now what you do is you film that for LinkedIn stories, and then you take the link from the post that you just did, that awesome post, and you embed it in that LinkedIn story. LinkedIn stories gives you the capability to do that. So now when they're watching that story, they can click see more, and they can be taken right to your post. But what you do with that story is you take another 3 or 4 or more of your top prospects and you tag them in that story. And that's a direct message that goes out to them that says, hey, I have a story that went out, and you can customize the message. It's a DM that goes out to them. So now, let's say you've hit 3 or 4 with the post, let's say 4. Now you hit 4 or 5 with the stories. Now 9 or 10 of your A-list hot prospects are seeing your content, and more with the email nurture, because if you're collecting emails, you have hundreds and hundreds and thousands of emails, and so you're nurturing that way. So now they see it through stories, through your post. If they have email, you're getting it in front of them that way. And the last thing I'm going to mention is in Sales Navigator, create a lead list called Top Prospects. And during the course of your activities during the week, funnel your top prospects into that lead list in Sales Navigator, because now when you go to the Home tab is going to start feeding you information on your leads, and you can engage with them, comment on their material, stuff they're posting. Again, you're front and center. So now you brought them into the ecosystem. You're all over them. You're dripping on them. You're front and center. So when you go to ask them to get on a phone call or Zoom, certainly buy your service or product, they are going to be familiar with you. They're going to know you're somebody different. There'll be some rapport there, and your conversions will go up. Thanks.